All right, so step one, click on the new button to make a new repository. Give it some meaningful name so you'll remember what it is later. So I'll call mine Grok AI Weather App. And keep it public, add a README file. Now look, this is very important. If you do this next step properly, guys at the back, shut up and listen. I'm doing this for you. I already know this stuff. If you do this right, you will be happy, rich, successful, and the most desirable person you could ever imagine will marry you and be devoted to you. And if you get this wrong, you're going to die miserable and alone in a miserable little room 50 years from now, wondering why you ever went through the trouble of going through life because it was so miserable. So the entire future course of your life is going to be determined by what happens over the next 3 minutes. I suggest you pay attention. So you're going to go to add git ignore, because when you make everything that's in your local directory, when you do git push, is going to be pushed up to your git repository. But in the case of node application, you see we have all these things here, thousands and thousands and thousands of files in the node modules. You don't want to sit here for like 3 days waiting for them to all replicate up, because if somebody goes and replicates your repository down later, they don't need all of that. They can go and do npm install and get it from npmjs.com. So you want to exclude this stuff from being stored in your GitHub, and also your .env file with all your secret information. So for that reason, go to git ignore and find the node template, because other people before you have had this problem, had this requirement. So somebody set up a little recipe here. So go and say node files should be ignored. All the stuff in node modules plus .env. And license, I don't know, just choose MIT because it'll make you look cool. You don't have to put anything there, but I usually call it MIT because I don't know why, I just do. Now click on Create Repository. Is everybody together so far? You're all on that button, Create Repository. And README, you can go and edit it to just put something. What you need README for will become clear later on. For right now, just put a little bit there. So click on that button, that pencil thing right there to edit this file. And then this has a little markup language that's just very simple. It's just based on hashtags. So this code demonstrates how to build a retrieval. How do you spell retrieval? Retrieval, I'm probably spelling it wrong, but anyway. Augmentation AI app using Grok APIs. You can add more stuff later there, but that's good enough for now. So commit changes. Now look, this is very critical. Go to your repository name, which is whatever Grok AI Weather app, and you see that you have a green button there. At least I think it's green, but I'm colorblind. It could be something else. Whatever that button is that says code, click on the little drop-down arrow and go to HTTPS and then get that string right there. That is your Git cloning string. Does everybody see a Git cloning string? So copy, so click on the copy thing right there. Now look, go back to your directory. Actually, I'm still running the thing. Doesn't matter. I'll open another terminal over here. So you see, I'm going to go to PowerShell extension and click the plus button, and I will open a new PowerShell terminal because I don't want to turn my server off now. I spent so much trouble getting it up and running. So I'm going to go here, make sure everything is saved and closed. I'm in the root directory of my application. I know it's the root directory because that's where package.json is. And I'm going to do the following. Oh, by the way, for this to work, you need to have a Git client on your local operating system. How do you know if you have a Git client? Pay attention. In your PowerShell terminal, type Git. What do you see something that looks like that when you type Git? Does anybody not see that? Because if you don't, we can install the Git client. It just takes 2 minutes. So everybody has a Git client? Yeah? Cool. All right, so then do the following. Type git clone and control and paste in that string that you got from the green button. So do that now and press enter. I'm just going to drop this into the lab book so you can play with it and go through it again later. Meaning like Saturday or something. All right, so now that you've done that, probably you've already gone ahead and pressed the enter key, so I'll catch up to you. So I'll press enter. Now look what's going to happen when I press enter. We're going to see a new directory being winked into existence over here, and it is going to be the name of our cloud repository Git repository name. So press enter. So it's cloning. It's making a live connection now. It's connecting live. So you now have a live connection between your local hard drive and your cloud repository. So let's go and look. You see, there is your new directory, S25 Grok API. Now I need to do something. I need to get my files into there. I need to get it into that repository. So I'll do the following thing. I'm just going to click and drag them. So basically, all of my files, which is package JSON. Don't worry about package JSON lock. I don't know. That's. I'll explain to you another day if you need to know what that is. Just it's not very important. So get package JSON, app.js, .env. It doesn't matter. Even if you put it there, it's not going to be replicated because we said get ignore. So ignore that. Views, and that's about it. So those three files. Oh, and yeah, just those. So your package JSON, your app, and then views, which contains that one EJS file. So click and drag that into your Git folder. So click and drag. Now look at your GitHub repository. There is nothing there. I mean, the README file, but your application files aren't there. But now we're going to push them up. So let's go and do that. So I'm going to do git push. Actually, I can't do that yet because these files are here, but they're not under git control yet. So if you do git status, oh, well, it says that it's not a Git repository because it's not. To get to my Git repository, I need to go to this S25 folder that I just made. So cd S25 Grok AI Weather App. Now, if I do git status here, now it's saying I have some untracked files. So I need to do git add to put those files under git control. I'm recording this as a video. You can go and watch it again several times if necessary until you can get through this end to end by yourself. So we'll do git add. dot. That means wildcard, that means all the files. And now I'm going to do git status again. Your branch is up to date with origin main cool. So these are under git control, but they are not yet a committed git level. And again, I'm going to talk about the theory of git more later. For right now, just believe me that we need to do git, commit, and give it some message, added, weather, AI files, whatever, just some message, doesn't matter what you call it. And now I've put these three files under a git committed level. Now it's saying that my local branch is ahead of my server branch because I have to push these files up to the cloud. So I can do that as git push, git push. And if you go and do a refresh on your GitHub now why are we doing all of this? Well, first of all, using Git is a part of our course outline, and it's an essential DevOps skills for AI. But more immediately, we want to get our code to railway.com so we can have a public URL. And the only way to get stuff to Railway is to put it in a GitHub repository and then connect your Railway account to your GitHub. So that's why we're doing it, because we want to get onto Railway. So look now, I still don't. Yeah. So when I press refresh, now I'm seeing my files I made locally. Now I am seeing them up in the cloud. And that's pretty much it. So next week when we carry on with our application development stuff, we're going to see how to do git push and git pull and git status and git sync. We're going to see how to keep them together. We don't need to do that right now, because right now all I want to do is get you guys over to Railway. I want to get you set up on Railway, and I think we should have everything in place we need to do to make that work. So now go to railway.com, make an account on railway.com. Do that now. Now, listen, guys, this is very important. When you make your account, you are going to get a panel that says, do you want to auth? Oh, first of all, a couple of important things. Listen. So, I just want to see if I have a browser I haven't logged in with yet so I can show you the workflow of how this works. I don't think I've set it up with Brave yet, so let's try Brave. So, railway.com. Yeah. I'm not going to make another account because I don't really like cluttering up these servers with nonsense accounts. I already have a working account there. But look, I'm going to say sign in, use your GitHub user ID and password, right? Sign in with your GitHub creds. Listen, this next part is very important. It is going to ask you, do you want to authorize Railway to have permission to get into your GitHub account? Say yes. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I think it's something like authorize the GitHub workflow or something, but you're going to get a panel. If you're not sure, just bring your computer and I'll tell you what to do. But you're going to get some panel. When you say connect with GitHub and then you give it user ID and password, at that exact next instant, it's going to say something to the effect of, do you want to authorize GitHub to talk to Railway? Very important to say yes. So make that account, sign up with GitHub creds, and do authorize Railway for GitHub. That should take about 3 or 4 minutes. Go and do that now. If you have any questions, bring your computer right here. We'll look at it together. Let me know when that's done. Are you doing okay? Does anybody need help? You finished it up? You got it done? Very cool. Is there anybody not finished yet? Do you want me to wait a little bit more? Just give it another 2 minutes for everybody to get caught up. All right, so you guys who are ready, I'll show you something, and if anybody is not ready yet, I'll show it to you again when you're ready. So go to your railway account now. And you see there I'm logged in with my GitHub account, like that's me. So I'm going to click on dashboard. So click on dashboard. And all of these things here, these are here because it's reaching its hand into my, oh no, sorry, I have to click on new. Google Cloud Networking disabled. What does that mean? Upgrade to deploy. I already have a $5 a month subscription. What are these bozos talking about? Maybe I'm limited to the number of accounts I can have here. I'm going to see if I can delete some of these. So settings, delete. Oh, danger. I have to go to the danger zone, delete. All right, so I think this is what I need to do. So once again, taking it from the beginning, so you log into your railway. I'm going to say deploy a new project. Cloud, Google Cloud Networking, degradation. What does this mean exactly? Free hobby builds disabled? What are these bozos talking about? Because I just, because I was doing this a lot in the other class, I ran out of my free credits. So I mean, I could set up another account, I suppose. What do they want from me? More money? Your next estimated payment will be 0. That's good. I'm just not sure why it's saying this thing about cloud something or another is disabled. Can I just make another account? That might be a simple way around this. If do I have it? Now I'll need another GitHub account, but I have 3 or 4 of them. I just can't remember them. Okay, guys, just give me a couple of seconds here to see if I can log in with another GitHub. The problem is I can't remember what email that was working with. Hang on. To you again, so it'll be the second time you've seen it, and again we're videoing it. So I have a problem now, which is that I already created a Git repository in my project with my other GitHub account. Well, not really a problem. I'm just going to go and erase that and make it fresh again. So I'm going to go to Visual Studio Code. And my files, which I've gotten, right, my working files, I don't want to erase them because I put a lot of work into getting them going. So this was my Git repository from before. And remember, the problem now is for some reason my Railway account is dorked up. It said it wouldn't let me, it didn't, whatever, something about Cloudflare wasn't replicating or whatever. And that could really be a problem with their server. It's not necessarily a problem with my account, but we've got another 5 minutes, so let's try something else. So I'm going to grab my files and I'm going to drag them out of this back into my root. So views and app.js. And I think that's all I really care about. Yeah. Oh, package.json, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this directory. So right click and delete. And I'll just do this one more step again, then we'll pick it up from here next week. So I'm gonna, I don't know why that's taking so long to delete, but anyway. I'm gonna go over to here to my new GitHub repository. I will create a new repository, so I'll say create weather AI with Grok. And once again, we want to set our git ignores to node and license. I don't know, just set it to MIT. And that should be everything we need. So, create repository, get your magical git repo clone URL right here. And here in my root, which is where my package JSON is, I'll say git clone. I know something else is still deleting. I don't know, I could have left that there. It's not hurting anybody. I'll paste in my new git clone URL. So it's cloning. So weather AI with Grok. So I'm going to move these packets. But we don't really have time to do this now because I don't want to rush it. All right, guys, class is over. So we'll see you next week. So next week we will. Actually, we've pretty much done most of this. I thought it would take 2 weeks to do it, but you guys did most of it now. So next week we'll just continue this last little bit of get pushing our code up to Railway and getting the app running on Railway, and then we're gonna go and work on some other stuff. But good job, right? You did a lot of great work this week. So we'll see you next week. Have a good week. Take care. Bye. Leave or stay. I don't know if you have another class here now. Class is over.